could tell me your name and where you're from?
My name is Larry Hinderer, and I'm from Carson, North Dakota. It's in Grant County.
Okay. Do you live right in Carson?
No, I live 25 miles south of Carson. I live out in the country.
Okay. So tell me a little about your background.
Well, my dad and my granddad, they were ranchers, farmers and ranchers, and I'm the third generation that's on the ranch. And then I served 4 years in the military, and I came back and got married and took over on the ranch. My dad had passed away, so my brother and I took over the ranch, and then he didn't like the ranch, and so my wife and I stayed there. Then about 15 years ago, she was diagnosed with MS, and it was a fast-moving MS, and it just took her down. She's a paraplegic, and she was put in a wheelchair, and so it's been about 12 years now that I've been given care, sole caregiver.
So have you had to quit farming?
Yes, I quit the farming and ranching. I had to lease my land out. I sold my livestock and my equipment because I just couldn't handle the outside work and take care of her, because it's a 24-hour chore for me to, in the house. I do the cooking and help her bathing and everything.
So is it living in a rural area? You're the first person we really talked to that's lived in a rural area. So does that present additional challenges?
Yes, it does. There's no one wants to come out in a rural area. They told us to move in town, get an apartment or something, but I can't see, having the expense of living in town. Plus, I've got my home paid for and everything, and so this is the biggest problem is getting help, so you could get a break. And like I say, right now, the social service did come in twice a week for bathing. And the social worker, she's got a medical problem, so now it falls back on me again. And then we have the one social worker will come in and help with house cleaning every other week. So you still got the burden of, keeping up the house.
So do you get any break from your caregiving responsibilities?
No, I don't. It's a full-time 24/7. And the only time that I get a break is when my sister-in-law, she'll come down from Carson when she can, and then I'll get a break there. Otherwise, I haven't had a break now for about 15 years that it's been steady for me.
So if there were legislators here today, what would you tell them? I mean, what would be helpful to you?
Well, I think if they had, more individuals that could give care out in the rural area like that, come in, or even if it would be just to relieve the caregiver, for, say, a 10-hour period. And it wouldn't have to be, every day. It could be, maybe once a month or twice a month, something like that. But it's, like I say, it's impossible to get anyone out in a rural area. And as far as sharing the expense is kind of tough too, because no one will help, share your expense. And, given caregiver, when you're handicapped, completely handicapped, there's expensive. And the insurance will just pay so much sometimes. And for us now, we've purchased practically all our equipment ourselves, and we put in, the handicap rails and the ramps and stuff. That was all done on our own, and we've had to buy a van, handicap vans for transportation, because otherwise I couldn't get my wife to the doctors or shopping or anything, So there's a big expense there, and there's no one that'll help on that. You're on your own. If there be just a little reimbursement on some of that, because it seems like the handicap equipment is about the most expensive equipment there is, next to the farming. So it's
Yeah.
it's tough. It really is. And to put my wife in the nursing home is even worse yet, because I had a double knee surgery. Both my knees went out. I had double knee surgery, and she was in the nursing home for 3 months, and it was a cost of about $300 a day for us, and that was come out of our own.
So that was while you were recuperating?
That's while I was recuperating. And then this last time, I had a hip surgery, but it was fortunate enough it was during the summer, and my daughter, when she teaches school, she had, it was during her vacation, so she came down and took care of her mother while I was recuperating. So
how many kids do you have?
we have 2.
And they live?
One is in Grand Forks and one is in Bismarck. Our son, he's a pilot, so he doesn't get home too often.
So is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not really. I guess that's about it.
Okay.
So.